Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioners Cavell?
Here.
Gershenson?
Here.
Gingell is excused. Hoffman?
Present.
Jackson? Johnson?
Present.
Joliet?
Here.
Long?
Here.
Lubes is excused. Markham?
Here.
McGilvery is excused. Miller?
Here.
Nelson?
Yes.
Powell?
Here.
Rahman?
Present.
Smith Charles?
Present.
Spiz?
Present.
Wipert?
Here.
Woodward?
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
Excellent. Let's move to the invocation that will be given this morning by almost evening by Commissioner Gwen Markham, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Here we go. Good morning. We gather together this morning in service to each other and to the greater Oakland County community. We're grateful to be entrusted to make decisions for the benefit of all of our residents. We especially lift up the city of Pontiac, for whom we are meeting today. Guide us into a future where we see all progress and shared prosperity for all through the work that we do. We are thankful to be here and thankful to be able to serve. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from our July 20th meeting? Moved by Cavell, seconded by Jackson. Any discussion on the minutes from our last meeting last week? Seeing none, all in favor of approving the minutes say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Okay. Let the record reflect that it passed unanimously. I move to approval of the agenda. There is just one item that we're going to be taking up on the regular agenda today. So can I have a motion to approve the agenda to take up the item, the approval and acceptance of assignment of purchase agreement to purchase and lease certain property in the city of Pontiac. Moved by Commissioner Smith Charles, seconded by Commissioner Powell. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Let the record reflect that we'll get to it. We'll get to the item. Don't worry. Let the record reflect that the agenda has been adopted unanimously. And this will bring us next to public comment, the first public comment. This is the comment on any item on the agenda, and there's the one. And there are a couple people who signed up, so we'll start with them, and then anybody else I will welcome to the podium. I will first start with the president of the Pontiac City Council, Mike McGinnis. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning to this honorable body. On behalf of the 61,000 current residents of the city of Pontiac and the many thousands of future residents of Pontiac, Michigan, but all of Oakland County for our future, I want to strongly advocate for the adoption of the item on the agenda for the transformational investment into county operations and county facilities in downtown Pontiac. I want to salute the foresight and vision of the county's leadership in pursuing and considering this momentous occasion. And we at the city of Pontiac, and on behalf of the legislative branch of our city government, we are here to be partners. We are here to collaborate. We are here to help ensure the success for all entities involved. Every resident of Pontiac is a resident of Oakland County, and we mutually stand to benefit for thinking proactively, effectively, and in very fiscally responsible ways, so that way we can continue to grow. Oakland County is an amazing, special place, as is our beautiful city of Pontiac. We are honored to be the county seat. Where we sit today in the city of Pontiac, it's a testament to how much transformational change has happened in our 907 square miles as a county. And it shouldn't be lost on us that in many other counties in this state and in America, They do not have this population. They do not have this this growth, this tax base, and the prospect for further growth in the future. We are here to grow together, and we hope that it will be favorably determined by this honorable body to pursue the investment and the property that is located in the heart of Oakland County. God bless you, and thank you for consideration.
Thank you, Mr. President. Next up, I have Councilwoman Melanie Rutherford. Pontiac Councilwoman Melanie Rutherford, welcome.
Good morning. I'm the councilwoman for District 1, which is where the Phoenix Center is located. There are moments and there are movements, and this is a moment that if we do this right can become the catalyst for a movement. I want you to understand for a moment what you are creating. You are starting the process of healing that has never been done before. That is a moment, but the movement is what could we do if we work together? We cannot do this decision based on fear. We cannot do this decision based on political aspirations. We have to do this decision based on what is right, what is fair, and what is just. One of the greatest congresswomen in the history of Congress is Shirley Chisholm, and she had a saying, I am unbought and I am unbossed. This is a moment for you to not be unbought by fears of what's going to happen or public perception, and to not be unbossed, to be unbossed with your boldness in your decision. So take a moment and breathe in what you are doing. You are systematically about to change the effects of not just yourselves and not just the county, but the city of Pontiac that has oftentimes felt forgotten. The city of Pontiac that has oftentimes felt they didn't have a voice. I want you to be proud of whatever you decide, because this is your moment to become the movement, the catalyst for change. I'm in support of you doing this very simply because you brought us to the table, not we, not individually, you guys, but us to the table. So as you vote today, remember that it is us there with you. It is us there guiding you. It is us there supporting you. And you became unbought and unbossed. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman. Next up, I'd like to welcome Pontiac Deputy Mayor Kalfani Stevens.
Thank you, Chair. Again, Kalfani Stevens, Deputy Mayor, City of Pontiac. I just want to thank this great body for all the work that you have done. Thank you for the time that you have put into this. As the councilwoman said, as the council president said, we really appreciate that this was not something that was done to the City of Pontiac, that this was something that was done with the City of Pontiac. We really appreciate all of your consideration that you have done. We are looking forward to a long, fruitful partnership with the county. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else want to speak during public comments? Seeing none, we'll close that first public comment. It will bring us to our regular agenda. There is one item. Can I get a motion to take that item up? Moved by Commissioner Powell, seconded by Commissioner Nelson. Any discussion on it? I will say that as part of this, and it's, a lot of work this morning, if people will look and if you refresh your packet, there is an addition of 2 F and G in the memorandum of agreement, where F reads, well, it would include, F is new, if some people didn't all see it, work with the city to develop a campus plan which shall include park space north of Orchard Lake Road. The city shall receive no less than 2 acres north of Auburn, the dimensions of which shall be no less than 226 feet by 390 feet. The parcel will have direct access to Water Street and or Saginaw Street. Upon completion of the plan, Oakland County shall deed all designated park space, including riparian, mineral, water, and air rights to the city of Pontiac. And then another provision, just to make sure that everyone's in agreement, that we agreed, the county agrees to seek approval of the projects through the city's zoning and planning process. So that's items F and G. That flushes out E, a little bit more detail, and adds clear clarification that the county will comply with all zoning and planning processes of the city of Pontiac. So without there any question there, is there any discussion on the total, on the motion that's made to adopt this resolution, which will appropriate the dollars to purchase the property, buy out the land lease, and begin the process of transforming, helping work with the city to transform downtown Pontiac? Commissioner Joliet.
Going back, thank you. Going back to the changes that you had just mentioned, so if I understand this correctly, we are purchasing the property, and then are we giving it or selling it back to Pontiac, that 2 acres?
I will, great question. So the purchase, just to clarify, we're purchasing the 2 towers, Ottawa Tower 1, Ottawa Tower 2. We're buying out the lease of the Phoenix Center. It has a standing lease. We're buying out that lease, 99 years, whatever's to go. This memorandum of agreement lays out some roles for the city and the roles for the county to move this project forward. We can't demolish the Phoenix Center and build a new parking structure because the city owns that. And so there's a number of things that the city, in order for us to execute this agreement, the city has to agree to. There's things that we have to agree to. The things that are added is the clarification. The intention has always been to create public green space in the downtown Pontiac area, that the whole parcel of land, when you tear down the Phoenix Center, build a new parking garage that is yet to be determined exactly where, how big and where it will be. That when that's, determined, F specifically spells out the minimum requirements, a 2-acre parcel of land. So the city will deed us the property, under the Phoenix Center for the time being. When the project's complete, we have a park, we will deed that parcel back to the city of Pontiac.
All right, so we'll just be giving them the property back that we purchased.
That portion of
we
the
purchased,
property.
Correct?
We're purchasing the towers, we're buying out the lease. The agreement, the memorandum of agreement they will convey the property underneath the Phoenix Center to us for this project. And then as we exit the project, we will have a parcel of land, a park that will create green space in downtown Pontiac, which we will convey back to the city of Pontiac.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Spiz.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Has Corp Counsel looked at this? Since
Yes.
I know it was just discussed like 5 minutes ago, and I don't think there was anybody in the room, I'm just wondering if they've had a chance to look at this and review it and sign off on it.
So the memorandum of agreement has been vetted through Corp Counsel. These 2 additional elements, frankly, F, in my opinion, flushes out the details of E clearly. So I did not ask for a Corporation Counsel review of F, if that's what you're asking.
In your legal opinion, we don't need their legal opinion.
The agreement has gone through that process. F puts more concrete language that was, that item E, which was reviewed by Corp Counsel. It just spells it out in greater detail where all parties feel more comfortable.
All right. Second question. Since we will be deeding this park back to them, will the city of Pontiac be managing and running that park, or will Oakland County Parks be managing and running that park, since we've taken over some additional parks in Pontiac today?
This speaks to deeding ownership of the property. So it will be in Pontiac's court to decide how it's operated. I think they're building an incredible park system, so I look forward to them operating this park amazingly. But this is only about the ownership of the park.
Thank you.
Not about operations or management. Commissioner Hoffman, then Commissioner Gershenson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. When this idea was first brought to us, I was told that we want to do this because it will help revive the city of Pontiac. Well, in my humble opinion, this is not the way you revive a city or revive anything, by taking $100 and some million of taxpayers' money and to buy something that we already have. We already have an incredible complex here. We serve the public quite nicely. People can come here and go to the clerk's office, treasurer's office, health department. They can do it all right here. People are still operating remotely, and not just in the government, but throughout the office community. And 2 days ago in Cranes, they listed all the vacancies, and Southfield's the largest with almost 27, 28%. But if you read the article, they also say to you that it's really higher than that. because a lot of people there are working remotely, and the people that have those leases are just paying them down, but they're not utilizing the service. I think this is misguided. I guess my question to everybody is, if this were your money, would you spend it that way? I would absolutely not. This is not an investment. This is not how you help the city of Pontiac. And Pontiac's made great strides in the last few years. They have improved housing. They're doing more abatement. They're tearing down abandoned houses. The crime rate's down. But you have to have a reason for people to go there. But to take 600 employees from this complex to go over there is, I think it's just wrong. And so what are we going to do with this excess space? I'm not in favor of this, and it's not against Pontiac. I love them. I do work with them. They're great people, and they're great people to work with. But I cannot vote for this, and if it were my money, I would not spend it this way.
Thank you, Commissioner Hoffman. Commissioner Gershenson.
Well, I just wanted to say how personally excited I am about this project. I grew up and attended Pontiac Central for summer school, and my family, we used to shop at Sims. I have such memories and affinity for Pontiac. I always have. I've committed to work as closely as I could to try to help what is actually a transformational change. I'm so excited about it. I'm grateful to our county executive for making this a priority. But for me personally, the idea of 500 or 600 of our employees helping buy lunch and utilize the park system and invigorate the economy of our county seat is very excited. I'm proud of us all. I want to thank everybody that was involved. It's been a very exciting morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Gershenson. Commissioner Nelson, followed by Powell, followed by Smith-Charles.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In any given moment, we have two options, to step forward into growth or to step back into safety. I choose growth. This is a historic opportunity for both Oakland County and the city of Pontiac, and I'm proud to move forward in supporting this transformational project and look forward to working together with not only the city of Pontiac, but also our residents and small businesses in Pontiac as well.
Great. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Powell.
I want to start off by thanking my colleagues. This morning was a very interesting process, but I thank you for all your support. I also want to thank the City of Pontiac's leadership, Councilwoman Rutherford, Councilman Michael McGinnis, Councilman William Carrington, Deputy Mayor Kelfani Stevens, and Mayor Tim Grammel for coming as well. I did reach out to them, and I just thought it was great for them to come, and we hear everything all at once, and the process worked, so thank you. One other thing I want to say is I also want to thank the state. I want to thank the executive body. I want to thank our leadership because this was well overdue. Pontiac ain't got no attention in, God knows how many years. And now that we're putting something that is so big that it is going to be transformational for our city, I just want to say thank you. It was time, and we have answered the call, and I'm looking forward to the next series of things that we're trying to do to roll this out and communicate the plans to our community. So thank you, and I'm just thankful that, yes, we made it a team effort, and we had all the players at the table to have a conversation. It didn't come as an ambush, as how things was done in the past, where leadership was left out. We did good, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Smith-Charles, followed by Jackson and then Miller, and then Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My comments are geared towards the gladness that I'll have once this is done, voted on today, that, you know, what was it, a few months ago, Commissioner Long, we were visiting downtown Pontiac talking about a farmer's market and with the park system here, and it kind of had to be placed on the back burner because we weren't really sure what the county was going to do. So now, you know, some of the dust is settled, we'll be able to get back to that, and hopefully, you know, there's more, even more to come. So shout out to teamwork. I do want to compliment my caucus who, you know, we come from all different aspects, and we huddled up, made some things happen today, and it was really a vision. So thank you all for your hard work.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Jackson.
I just want to say that upon sitting on this board for the number of terms that I've been here, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot with the city of Pontiac. There are two names I want to bring up, and they aren't very popular names. Kevin Orr is one of them, and Louis Schimmel is another. And I got to see emergency managers come into these two fine cities. And we have come so far from that point. I am blessed to have been on this commission for 14 years. So I have a retrospective, a perspective, and a prospective. Prospective, looking at the future. The city of Detroit kind of had the same type of plan when it developed Campus Martius for its people. People didn't understand at first. People didn't understand the people mover or any of those things and how it would affect the neighborhoods. The neighborhoods are directly affected by the development in their civic centers, especially when you have a portion of it that's geared for the residents. I envision something so beautiful downtown Pontiac that will bring this area together, where we'll be coming from Southfield to partake in the activities in Pontiac. So I'm glad that we were able to have such a comprehensive discussion this morning. I know it was time consuming, but it was also very promising to see how we came together and how everybody here is pretty much, some people do not agree, but I think as we get prospective, perspective, we'll be in agreement that this is a great day for the city of Pontiac.
Thank you, Commissioner Jackson. Commissioner Miller, followed by Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you. First, I would say I would absolutely 100% put my money into this. I grew up in and around City of Detroit, and I've worked in City of Detroit and seen what they've done to it, like Commissioner Jackson said. And hearing my friends that I brought back to the city on the way there, well, I don't feel safe in the city. They get there, they're like, wow, this is a whole different city. That's what I believe myself and this whole caucus believes that Pontiac's going to be. Like Commissioner Jackson said. Well, I do want to thank the city of Pontiac for coming out and saying what they needed to say, the executive office working together, and Commissioner Powell for allowing us to work with her and letting us have a voice in her community. Appreciate that. She has that since day one. So those are huge points, and I do believe that the county putting resources into our major city and our county is going to change the way that our county does things. It's going to change the whole atmosphere of our county. So we need to create a hub, and Pontiac's going to be our hub. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Johnson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I promise I don't have anything huge written out. I'm so excited about this, I can't even tell you. I have wanted something like this, something that is a true force multiplier for so many years, and I am incredibly humbled and blessed, frankly, to witness this in my first 7 months of serving this county and all of our communities, and the 1.3-ish million residents that live in our county. This is about the force multiplier effect. It is a win-win-win-win-win from so many perspectives. We are infusing the economic energy in the downtown part of the city of Pontiac, both with passive income and also active spending in what don't exist right now. There aren't places that exist right now that will exist because of this. In the private sector, as well as the public sector. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the force multiplier effect of reconnecting the city's fabric that has been disrupted by the presence of a large concrete, useless piece of garage that is not in good shape, not in good repair, and hasn't been in such a long time. And I'm excited to remove that and reconnect the city's fabric. I'm excited about dignifying our county seat. This is not something we have done well in Oakland County. My friends in Washtenaw can easily identify what city within their county is the county seat. My friends in Wayne can easily identify what city within Wayne is their county seat. You cannot do that in Oakland County yet. Even when you're on our county campus right now, it is ambiguous what our county seat is. That is unacceptable, and I'm excited to be righting that historical wrong. This is fiscal good governance. We are staring straight ahead at a huge iceberg of Well, capital expenses. That's what they are because of disrepair to our own county campus. This is good governance. Just like my colleague, I would also eagerly put my own money behind this if I had that kind of money. I do want to thank our colleagues at the City of Pontiac for being gracious and amenable and eager partners with us. I really do appreciate all of your work. I want to thank my colleagues in my other life, Sarah Anthony, Angela Whitwer, Governor Whitmer, for their support in our vision of this project. And I want to thank all of you for eagerly engaging this also. It's been a really good, productive few months of good conversations, and I'm excited to see where it all takes us. Thanks.
Great. Thank you. Commissioner... Don't worry, I'll go last. Commissioner Spiz, followed by Commissioner Hoffman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't think it's any secret that I've been somewhat against this project from day one. I've asked a lot of questions. It's not because I don't believe in a project for the city of Pontiac. And I thank the councilwoman for coming out and saying, do the right thing. I've always believed in do the right thing, and I try to do the right thing. But I also like to make decisions based on fact, not emotion, right? And to date, we still have yet to see a business plan that supports this project, right? We have some ideas. We're getting $50 million from the state. You got $10 million here. Is the project roughly going to be $120, $140 million? Where's the rest of the money come? All right, we might have to bond for it, but still, what is the plan from a financial perspective? Being fiscally responsible, which is one of our #1 objectives. I'm still yet to see that plan to say we are going to be fiscally responsible. So with that, I am still going to have to vote against this because I have yet to see that plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Hoffman for a second time.
Thank you, Chairman Woodward, and I agree with Commissioner Spiz. But I think the only person this is not a win for is the taxpayers. Also, I want to note that Oakland County Equalization has assessed this property with a market value of $4.6 million, and we're going to pay $19.2 for it. Office space has become a dime a dozen, and it's still dropping. The prediction from Cranes is this is not going to be over. They predict that office space pricing will not get back to where it was before the pandemic to the year 2040. I think this is I wouldn't invest in this if I had all the money in the world.
Thank you, Commissioner Hoffman. Commissioner Weipert.
I personally favor revitalizing downtown Detroit, revitalizing Pontiac, revitalizing all our downtowns, and support all those efforts. I'm just not convinced on the occupancy yet, and that it's just too vague. But I mean, I will be positive on downtowns being revitalized and people taking stock in it. But right now, I'm just not convinced on the occupancy and the size of a tower we're buying, which it's basically empty right now. So.
Great, thank you very much. Anybody else? Almost everyone spoke. Well, let me just throw my 2 cents in. Today is a day to think big, to be bold, and this project, it probably marks one of the happiest days that I've had the opportunity to serve on this board. The transformational impact that this project is going to do, and it's been said so eloquently by so many others, this is a game changer in our county seat. The economic benefit, the business case has been made for that. The mere bringing hundreds of our county employees to downtown Pontiac to be able to help support the economic synergy that's able to create alone is going to be significant. And what that will attract and what that will say to the world, the business case has been made to the state of Michigan. We have never received the level of investment in aggregate in the 20 years than we received in this budget. The $50 million commitment from the state of Michigan to help support this project and move it forward is a recognition that across the state that this is a project worth fighting for, getting done, and getting done right, and I'm incredibly excited to be part of it. From an operational point of view, I think through the committee process, has been made that this is going to result in consolidating a number of county operations in place right now into a building. To respond to my colleagues who say they're concerned about filling it We are going to fill it. We are going to fill it with our people, with our workers that will provide the services not only that support the governance of Oakland County, but the outward-facing services that our residents rely on, and frankly, be in a location that is easier to get through different modes of transportation. It is transformational. There's just no question to that. Transformational from an economic point of view, but from the partnership with the city of Pontiac. I am proud over the last many years. I think the partnership with the city of Pontiac in this county has never been stronger. And there's been times I sat in this chamber and I just saw that relationship destroyed decades ago. Commissioner Jackson and I have been in this, in this chamber to see that. To see this partnership form is incredible. The shape of the downtown, the opening of Saginaw and connecting it so it's not cut off from the south part, the more southern portion of the city, and connecting that and linking this downtown to Pontiac's downtown, our county seats downtown with the other communities throughout Oakland County is awesome. It is, I could not be happier. I could not be more proud. This is bold. I want to give tribute to all the people that I know have put hundreds of hours into this. I want to call out specifically Deputy Executive Sean Carlson, under the leadership of our County Executive Dave Coulter, of investing the time and energy. Andy Gutman with the Farbman Group that has been with us through this journey and will be with us as we continue down this journey. To all our folks in Corp Council, the numerous consultants that we brought, this proposal checks all the boxes in accordance to our policy. We secured 2 appraisals that justify this purchase price and realize that this is not just a real estate deal. This is a transformational economic project. We are undoing an albatross that is stunting growth and unlocking the freedom of what the prosperity and the people of Pontiac and the people of Oakland County can come together and do. And I couldn't be more thrilled. So let's get her done. Commissioner Hoffman for a third and final time.
Thank you, Chairman Woodward. I don't disagree with a lot of what you said. I'm 100% in favor of the grant they can receive from the state of Michigan, the $50 million. I agree in reconnecting Saginaw Street. I agree in improving the houses, the infrastructure and everything. But for us to take somebody else's money and go buy 2 buildings for, I think, more than they're worth to start with, and take them off the tax rolls, tell me how that helps the city of Pontiac and their schools and everything when you take a $20 million building off the tax rolls. I'm all in favor of the grants we're speaking of that improve the housing, improve everything, but this is the wrong way to do it. And I don't think any of you would spend your money to do an investment like that.
Thank you. Commissioner Smith-Charles, did I pass over you?
You didn't miss me.
Oh.
I just was waiting to hear
Okay.
EDI.
Okay, for a second time, yes. 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 And the thank yous, in order for this process to move, the Economic Development and Infrastructure Committee, Chairwoman Yolanda Smith-Charles, dropped everything to be able to help this process move around on a very tight timeline. And I apologize for overlooking that. This wouldn't have been possible from the very beginning of expressing our interest in acquiring this property, to the authorization to the executive to move forward with the purchase agreement, to bringing us to this process and spending the time. So yes, in my oversight, I apologize. Thank you for your dedication to this project. It wouldn't have been possible without all of you. Okay. With seeing no further discussion, Madam Clerk, please prompt the vote.
Mr. Chair, I might have pushed the wrong button.
No.
Yeah, I'd like to
I
change
think, can the clerk please recognize Commissioner Spiz to let him indicate his vote?
my vote should be no. I'm sorry, I'm distracted.
Back in the legislature, we just close the board and lock you in. but
Hang
no.
on, I have to
It's-
say it out loud.
It has been
Commissioner
corrected.
Markham, wait, hang on, Commissioner Markham? Thank you.
I need one.
Right, Commissioner Jackson?
I'm a yes.
Commissioner Gershenson?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 11 yeas, 5 nays.
With a sufficient number voting in the affirmative, the resolution is adopted. No. Yeah, there you go. At 11 in the affirmative, 5 in opposition. Okay. There's no new and miscellaneous business. Any announcements? Commissioner Markham.
I just have one announcement for Mr. McGinnis, who is Executive Director of the Oakland County Pioneer and Historical Society, who is having their big annual ice cream social this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Am I correct? It's fun. It's free. Please go and check out the history if you get a chance on the weekend. It's a really cool place.
Well, we just logged a new piece of history for his successor along in the future. Commissioner Powell. Thank you very much. Commissioner Spiz.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to, not necessarily an announcement, more of a comment. I think everybody knows what else is going on today. There's a Miller hearing going on for probably one of the worst tragedies that happened in Oakland County history. And that's probably why I wasn't really fully focused when I put my vote in, so I apologize for that. But if you haven't heard any of it, and I know some of you have walked in and seen parts of it, and it's very difficult to walk through some of it. Just imagine what they're doing in that courtroom right now where they're actually showing the video of that day for those parents that are sitting there and the people that are sitting there. So thoughts and prayers to everybody out there from Oxford that have been affected by this. But, please think about them. And if you get a chance to pay attention, if you haven't seen it, please do. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other announcements? Seeing none, we'll open our second public comment. This is an opportunity to talk about anything. Anyone from the public? I believe that I've got Commissioner McGinnis and Rutherford and President McGinnis and Councilwoman Rutherford on the list. So, President McGinnis.
Good morning to this honorable body once more. To Commissioner Hoffman's question, Oakland County's Historical Society's 54th annual event is from noon to 4 p.m., both Saturday and Sunday, and that's located at 405 Cesar Chavez in Pontiac, next to the Wisner Stadium at our Oakland History Center. Thank you very much for that announcement. And it's in that vein, I just want to note that 203 years ago, it was a log cabin at Saginaw and Huron that was the Oakland County Courthouse when there was just a few hundred souls that lived in our county. 150 years ago, it was a small brick building, again, in downtown Pontiac at Huron and Saginaw. In 1905, a beautiful white domed building at Huron and Saginaw was built. In 1905, cars were just coming on board. Downtown parking wasn't even a necessity yet, and we only had tens of thousands of people as an entire county. So in 1959, when this complex was established and many operations were moved to the outskirts of the city limits, so much change was already afoot, but so much has changed in those decades since. And I know because of your leadership and because of your work, we have even more growth, even more evolution, even more population change that will inevitably happen. And I'm grateful that as you look to the future, you wanted to have a footprint, a foothold, and returning of services and operations, some of your services and operations to the downtown Pontiac campus, which for the vast majority of our county's existence had been the case. And we look forward to, again, partnering and collaborating with you on behalf of the people of Pontiac. Thank you very much. We know that there are so many more steps to come, and we are there to help make it be a success and be thoughtful and cost-effective and make those strategic decisions collaboratively. We are honored to be a part of Oakland County, to be the seat of Oakland County, and to be a part of so much transformational change that keeps happening because of the uniqueness of our county. So bless you all. Thank you for your time. And it was indeed a history that was made this morning that at our Historical Society we'll be documenting for a few centuries to come. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Councilwoman Rutherford.
The word says, to whom much is given, much is required. What you just did today, you were required to do. You took up the mantle to do, and you did the good deed. And good deeds are not always comfortable. Good deeds are not always right. Good deeds are not always packaged it the right way. I want to take this moment to publicly thank Commissioner Powell, because I saw in that room today something I always look forward to seeing, a fighter. I want to thank Commissioner Nelson for speaking about the small businesses who are going to be directly affected. You need to take a bow, because what you did was show that we can all work together. Why is that significant? Because in District 1, my district, both of them represent the body of where this is going to take place. And I want to thirdly thank Dave Woodward, and all of you, but especially Dave, for actually reaching out and having those candid conversations, because it's going to take candid conversations to change Pontiac, not comfortable ones. It's going to take candid conversations to make people be comfortable to come back into the city I love, the city I was born and raised in, the city I'm going to die in, the city of Pontiac. So I want to thank you. And I have tears in my eyes because I'm 44 years old, and I've never felt a part of Oakland County until today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, anybody else? Seeing none, we stand adjourned.
All right.
Shut up.